Good morning. It is what day is it? Is the 12th. It's
It is the 12th.
2 more days to Bastille Day,
Yes.
which isn't that connected to Let Them Eat Cake? So we'll get cake for that. Isn't that
About that, I think.
entwined in there somewhere?
I think fireworks, bombs, stuff like that.
Wait a minute though. Was it Let Them Eat Cake Catherine the Great or Marie Antoinette?
Marie Antoinette.
It was
for
Marie
sure.
Antoinette. All right. There's a show that Susanna has decided that some of us should watch. We have a really bad we have a great reading list on Amazon and a really bad viewing list on all the streams, and it's called The Great.
Yep.
I believe it's on the Hulu's. It is.
It's funny.
Yeah. Put the children in the other room. It's adult.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's noir. It's noir humor. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, that puts us 90 days out. July 12th, 90 days out from October 10th, Columbus Day weekend. So Columbus Day weekend. Think about that. We will be a solid 29 and a half days into pumpkin spice, which excites me to no end. And we're 90 days out from Columbus Day weekend. So getting to it is what we need to do. We have to be focused, as always, on listings. And I know you guys are always talking about listings. We are. We're never going to stop. The tune never changed. It doesn't matter if it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. The commodity our industry requires are the houses on the sales. So those conversations are ever important. And in that interest, on Tuesdays at 11 o'clock, every Tuesday at 11 o'clock, we do scripts, conversation blueprints. Even they're bending at the knee, even down in Austin. They're like, we're going to call them conversation blueprints because people are afraid of the S word, which is fine. And there's therapy for that. Because it is what it is. I won't use his name. We adore him. One of our great mega agents is always like, just call it negotiations. Nobody wants to do scripts. Nobody wants to hear about scripts. And you guys have heard me say this before. Scripts are the ammunition you bring into negotiation. If you're going hunting, you bring bullets. If you're negotiating, you use scripts. So they are mutually exclusive. That being said, conversation blueprints, whatever gets you thinking that you might want to be interested in doing this. And here's a thought too, because a lot of people, Zoe, tell us all the time, well, no, I've got my stuff. I got the things I use. So if we look at the language you're currently using or you claim to be using, and then we look at your results, the lag indicators might tell us that your conversation blueprints, your scripts, what you are or aren't saying might currently, write this down, it's another S word, suck. It's possible. Just saying it's possible. So if you're like, and I know I said this a while back, there's a lot of people, how often have we heard this, Zoe? I grab the phone, I just wing it.
Oh, yeah. I don't need scripts.
Yeah, I mean, and
I just say whatever in the moment.
Yeah, well, I just wing it, and I appreciate that because I don't want to sound scripted. We always hear this. I don't want to sound scripted. You will not sound scripted when you are well scripted, because it turns into your language of sales. And we what's your favorite movie? Pick a movie, Zoe.
Pick a movie, any movie.
Yeah.
All I can think of is like terrible kids movies.
I knew you were gonna say that. Like, yeah.
They're really not. It's just all that's in my head.
Pick one.
Truly favorite movie. I had Good Will Hunting's classic.
Good Will Hunting. Okay. I'd agree. I'm gonna go Saving Private Ryan. Probably one of the best. Yeah. For me. For my money. Anyway, Saving Private Ryan. Do you ultimately forget who Robin Williams is? For the most part, Matt Damon becomes himself, right? Because they're all very well scripted. And the script emotionalizes the moment to the fact that you get invested.
Yeah.
Right? And I think and I always ask this logistically, Saving Private Ryan, what am I, the other one, Good Will Hunting, logistically started at a huge table with a bunch of people reading off the paper for the first time.
Yeah, right. They're all sitting there with just packs of paper. All right, let's read. Yeah. No magic there.
Yeah. In 7 years, if you're coming over to my house on a Sunday to watch the Pats and drink some beers, I'm going to hate you, right? And I had to go see About a Girl, like all those things. It's the way he says it, the way Robin Williams used to deliver lines, God rest his soul, like all those things. That didn't come across that way at the top of the conversation when they all first sat down and started reading the scripts.
Yeah.
And that's what they call them. They don't call them conversation blueprints in Hollywood. And if anybody on the planet is soft, it's Hollywood. And you guys are tougher than that. So let's just stick with scripts. Don't be afraid of the word scripts. You'll be less afraid of the word scripts when they become your own. Because you're going to hear from, you heard from Pedro Metz yesterday. He was teaching Ignite yesterday. Dr. Sean Cody is in the room today. And you're going to hear the words they're using quite often without even thinking about it. And it's not that they're not care-filled with the way they're choosing their words when they're having conversations with their said clients. It's that they are not freaking out about what do I say after my client says this.
Right. Because they're practiced.
Yes.
They're practiced in what they say, which are their scripts, right? They have made them their own. Everybody has scripts. We all have things that we say that we are practiced in saying all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Has his Timisms, I've got my stuff. We all have the things that we say.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our scripts. We all have scripts that we use to talk to people.
Think about
it. To be intentional.
Yeah.
Would you like the purpose to what you're saying to people?
And when you look at them more often than not, Zoe, it's a series of questions, right?
Yes.
Ultimately a series of questions. And however you start the interaction is going to be wildly important. Salespeople love to be sold. I'm not going to speak for everyone on my team. Most guys love televisions. If I'm standing at Best Buy, the most expensive corner of Best Buy, yes, going to brick and mortar, God help us. By the way, it's Amazon days, the next 48 hours.
Yeah, I got a notification on my phone this morning. It's like,
I sent Janina off for 2 days to a spa so she wouldn't be at the house to watch all the boxes arrive. I'm just kidding.
You're going to have to the other phone too.
Amazon days for the next 48 hours. Brace yourself. Helen's not going to like me in the next couple of days. So that being said, when you are at a place like Magnolia, which is that corner of Best Buy where all the hyper expensive stuff is, if I'm standing there and I'm staring at a 75-inch television, when the kid comes over, when the blue shirt comes over and says, "Can I help you with anything?" I know as a coach, that was a terrible script. I'm going to help the kid out. And I might have a few questions, but I probably did most of my research online, as do our clients, right, Zoe? They've done a lot of research online.
First.
So when he walks up, and if he's injecting everything that's going on in the universe right now, beautiful set. Is this for your home or your home office or your office, right? Ask me the question that you know. Because how many guys or girls are now home day trading or just working from home and they've got 38 monitors? Your husband, for example, 78 monitors, right?
At least 20.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like NASA, right? So just asking that better question at the top of the conversation is going to pull me in.
Give it some actual real context. And what's funny about when Bear and I once in a while go to Best Buy to look in that fun little corner, they know him obviously because he's a professional, and sometimes they talk about what's new, right? Super dork. So if it's somebody he knows, they'll say, "Oh, the sight lines on these are fantastic. Look at this one over here," right? Because they know what he's looking for, and those are things they say to other people also. If like we say, if they're good at their jobs.
Yeah, if they walk up and they start the conversation properly and they pull me in to not, is there anything I can help you with? Is a closed question. Most of the country is going to say yes or no. And most will say no. Because to your point, we all have our ready objections. I'm all set, right? And that's just because you didn't ask a great question, right?
Yeah.
So that's important to understand that even our best agents that have a great business and have had millions of conversations are still working on their conversation blueprints, still working on their scripts. So that is today at 11 o'clock. Let's back up. We're going into the tour is already off. I just want to let everybody know. Rockingham County. What's that?
You're late. They're gone.
You're late. They left the Portsmouth office, yes?
Keeping Melissa Lesniak down the highway at this point, so good luck.
Yeah. It's a Rockingham County tour. You might be able to call somebody who's on the tour and catch up, but those are always every other Tuesday at 8:15. leaving from different locations always and servicing usually 2 to 3 towns at a time. So they are doing Rockingham County today. Zoe and I will be going in to make sure that Mr. Cody is ready to go for 9 o'clock. That is in Portsmouth, in person, and on Zoom at KellerIgnite.com for session number 6, Grow Your Database. Main Essential Forms with Karen Hamilton at 10 o'clock on Keller TV. Conversation, Blueprints, and Scripts Practice, that is at 11 o'clock on Keller TV. And then at 1 o'clock, Command Mobile on KW Connect, tips from the pros. So if you're not utilizing Command at a high level, that might be something you want to lean into. Possibly. What's next week? Tuesday, barbecue. Still time to sign up for the barbecue. Gunstock, it is Agent +1. So if you jump onto that link, I do believe it is still functional. It is Meet with Nate, MEAT with Nate, meetwithnate.com to go on there and say, I'm coming and I'm bringing a friend. What's that?
It's really come into its own in the past few weeks. It's
fantastic. I mean, it simplifies it a little bit. I mean, we bought all these ridiculous links a long time ago just to have ease of use because we knew we were going to pointing people all over the place on the web. It's a lot easier than, and ultimately you're probably just clicking the link through the news most of the time. But I think we have most of our agents now are like, oh, I know where that's always on Keller TV. Or now they know to go to Keller Ignite or whatever the case may be. So we're just trying to make your life easier to the best of our ability. We'd love to see you in the building for Ignite for sure. And a reminder too, next Wednesday, the All Partners meeting takes place at the Meredith office, and that is, of course, 12 noon. Following that at 1:30, the great Nathan W. Dickey is teaching 30-minute exclusive class, and he's just going to make sure you guys understand the mechanics of it. It's not hyper complicated. The disappearing cap. What in the hell is that? Great question. So if you are with the Market Center, and you are, and you would like to lower your cap, and you do, if you have a conversation with somebody who is a $4 million or more producer, because we factor, depending on your commissions and your price points, it's about 10-ish deals to get you to about, go ahead.
I'm going to stop you there because part of why Nate is having a class on this, he himself is teaching a class, is because he is going to update and clarify the policy for us. The offer. Yes. In person, in real time.
Okay.
So if you want to learn more about the disappearing cap, get it straight from Nathan Dickey himself.
So I'm gonna hit the light cliff notes to make sure I don't muddy the waters. If you are a solo artist and you currently are at a $20,000 cap, over the course of your financial year, everybody has their financial clock with the company. It's when your license landed, if you're a brand new agent, or when you first joined us, and it will run from that day through the year for 364 days, then you reset. So it's unless you joined us in December, you might be a January 1st baby. But whatever day that your clock resets in that calendar year, as you bring on $4 million producers, they name you procuring cause through our sponsorship program. They stay for a certain period of time. I think we might be amending that. I'm not sure, but I'll let Nathan fill you in next Wednesday at 1:30 in Meredith, live. He'll sign babies that day, too. We're going to make sure he has a brand new Sharpie. I'll sign your baby. And as you do that, you can do it, obviously, up to 4 times. If you bring in $4 million producers, which we consider to be, generously above the cap equivalent, a capper, the next financial year for you, you would reduce your cap 25% for each person. So it would be 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. If you're on a team structured cap, then you would obviously need to do that twice to knock it down, or 4 times again, but it would knock it down 25%, just to be clear. So you 25% per producer that you bring in to knock down your cap, 25%. That being said, Nathan has some updates to make, and he's going to teach it later in the month, I believe, or is it in August? He's going to be doing it's in July as well. Okay, and he'll be back. He'll be back here Thursday the 28th, I believe, teaching disappearing cap here in Portsmouth, I believe. So that's what that's all about. If you're seeing that and you're like, what is a disappearing cap? It's the ability for you to shave some of your company dollar off for the next year. Another way you can do that, we were talking about this yesterday in Proven Cappers Mastermind. When you attend Mega Camp or Family Reunion, you make sure you remind Kaylee and Tristan that you attended, and they obviously have a readout of everybody that signed up and attended. When you sign up to physically attend Mega Camp or Family Reunion, you are granted $1,000 reduction for the next year. So you could at that point be starting your year at least $19,000 and then keep chipping away. And then you could be plus, right? We have some people that have enough people in their growth tree that they profit share more than their cap. And we call those people 100%ers. We've got some 200%ers actually. So there's some people in the building. I know this pains him to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway because it makes me laugh. There's people in the building that Nathan is paying to be here. And above and beyond all that, they're making all their net and their profitability, right? So it's a pretty cool concept. That's what differentiates us from like everybody else. Because there's a company in town. I won't say their name. You know who I'm talking about. They might be blue. There might be a man. It could be a group. Anyway, Blue Man Group. So yeah, Blue Man Group decided a few years ago, they investigated profit share and decided it didn't work. I'll check my watch. As Nathan said, if it's broken, wait till we fix it. So, because what did we just learn? We just learned in the last couple of days, Zoe, I believe we're profit sharing for the month of June, roughly $130,000.
Don't quote me.
Yeah,
exactly.
I believe it's about 130. I was looking at, my coach had me looking at all of our numbers. And the understanding of that is we get our company dollar that comes in from everybody who's still paying down their caps. We have to pay our debt. What a pleasure. We do that every month. We're not allowed to carry debt per the charter with KW. Whatever's left over is Nathan's. We let him roll around with his shirt off in a room with all the money for like 20 minutes. If it smells, that's why. Then we kick him out, and then we stack it all together again. And then 52% of it goes home with the owner who took the risk, Nathan. And then 48% goes back to the agents who helped him build the company, you guys. Now, if you're thinking, well, I have somebody in my growth tree and I'm not experiencing profit share, that means the people in your growth tree might be sound asleep. So you receive profit share from agents in your growth tree when the market center that they're at, because they could be anywhere in the country, is profitable and they were productive in the month in which it was profitable. How would we learn more about profit share? When we teach it every month.
So you have a class on that?
There could be. We have Coffee with a Capper this coming Friday with Dr. Allie Goodwin. And then next Friday, we're doing profit share. And we will talk more about that whole process. So there's a whole bunch of different ways to reduce the company dollar that you pay, and above and beyond that, make passive income as a member of our little group here, KWCLM, and the greater company, too. This is not just to the market center. You could be on vacation in, I don't know, Pennsylvania, Zoe, and run into somebody in Bambalamba, and they'd be like, you got a pretty mouth, I like sweet tea, and I'd love to sell real estate. And I'd be like, oh, you should talk to whoever the person is down there, because I drove past, obviously, a whole bunch of KWs down south. And I would track down the TL over there or the PC over there. And with that conversation, find out if they have a local school, get them licensed up, and be procuring cars and make all the money dollars when they're successful. Which people are like, well, that sounds disingenuous. It's from owner's profit. It's from company dollar. It's not coming from the agent's side.
Right.
Profit share comes from owner's profit. So,
yeah.
I think, go ahead.
Yeah, I am going to go help set up for Ignite.
Oh my God, we're there with J56. You know what we haven't done yet, I don't think, on KWikStart? Since we're back and eCam's working again and I'm back on Facebook, I haven't shared with everybody
the ability to send them off with a smile on their face. If you're looking for help from our marketing department, you can reach out to KWCLM marketing.com or Time with Babs, BABS, timewithbabs.com. If you're looking for your broker, it is broker at KWCLM.com. Or you can call Jason at 603-234-2589. If you need my face, God help you. It is meetwithcoach.com or 603-834-2856. We'll see you in and around the Market Center. Have a great day.